my best friend. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. You're here on Love Wrestling, and you know what that means. We already got our good friend, Mr. Warren Hayes, in the chat popping in. Hello, Warren. Hope you are doing well, my friend.
And yes, he gets paid per comment, too.
He does.
Spencer.
He does. I don't know if Spencer knows those fine details, but Warren Hayes does get paid by
He's a busy
the
man.
comment.
He doesn't have time to read the contracts.
It's
but it's
true.
in there. It's in there.
But it is another episode of Between Two Beards, and we have another big one tonight. And we got Warren, hello, JPJ, and also Pluggo. Oh, Spencer just popped in and said, wait, what? So I don't think he did know that the contract we signed with Warren was per comment.
You gotta take.
You gotta read that fine print
with our lawyer. He's the one.
You gotta read that fine print, Spencer. Got to read that fine print. But we do have a big show tonight. But first and foremost, Pluggo, how the hell you doing? How has the week been? How are things in Pluggo land?
In Pluggo land, it has been a week. We're prepping for Christmas over here at Pluggo land.
My God.
You know how that goes. I got a really cool interview with Camille yesterday, the NWA Women's Champ. We'll play that clip later on. Talked to Thomas from Tom Talking Rubbish. You did as well. Like, we're having a week, man. We're out there killing it.
It's good. It's been good. It's been a lot of fun. Some good stuff are happening. The fun's going to continue tonight. We're obviously going to be talking. I will say this,
since Spencer is listening, I did not appreciate that the Rad's little sparkler gimmick was number 3 on the top 10 entrances for LPW, which you can find that on our YouTube channel. Because we've discussed that cannot be shown until the legal proceedings have been taken care of per our good lawyer team headed by Lawrence Cartier.
Yeah, that is true. And you know,
but enough about that.
We're trying to be team players about it, but again, that's for another day. We got a big guest tonight. We got a big guest tonight.
We gotta spend
I've been looking forward to getting this gentleman on here for a while with us from Bleacher Report. We got the doc. We got the voice of God himself.
Yes, yes, sir.
We have Chris Mueller, the BR doctor, joining us here. Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We're very excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Like I said, we had been chatting for a little bit now. We had been kind of social media buddies for a little bit, and I know I reached out a little while ago saying, like, hey, I want to get something going, get you on the show. I'm glad we could get you on this week. Obviously, we got a big, I still call them pay-per-views, but we got a big PLE on Saturday, the Saudi Arabia Crown Jewel we'll be diving into, as well as some other wrestling stuff. But first and foremost, how are you doing? And again, thank you for being here.
I'm doing great, thanks.
Absolutely. Cool.
Where do you land, Doc, on the PLE pay-per-view? Are you still calling it a pay-per-view?
Well, we do at Bleacher Report accept both terms in articles just because industry-wide pay-per-view still the term being put out there. But yeah, I mean, I don't care if WWE wants to rebrand it.
Yeah.
It's just easier for me to put PPV or pay-per-view and people know what it means.
Yeah, I hear you.
Even if we're not paying per view anymore, you know?
That makes sense. We have Maggie.
I'm still paying the $4.99 a month. Yes, Maggie in the house.
We got Maggie in the house. Always good to see Maggie in the house. She says, just curious where the whole voice of God thing come from.
Well,
I mean, it came from Maggie and Rob's show.
There you go.
That your show, coexisting, Maggie and Rob. Do you watch your own show, Maggie? I don't know. And then Annika JMT today said it on Twitter, and I was like, this is catching on.
Yeah, the voice of God.
You should just become the voice of God.
I mean, really, I only ever do like audio for podcasts just because I don't have a good webcam or really anywhere to film.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Hey, look, it's a good shtick. It's a good shtick. Like, that's a good. I like it.
It's part of the gimmick now.
Yeah, I love it.
Although it gets jerks like Ryan from the Mark Order podcast start accusing me of not having an actual body.
He's like, who
Apparently
is this
I'm
figment of my imagination?
I'm a
over
head
here?
floating in a jar. Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Futurama.
you're like what was it, Quang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You just got like a head in the
Right.
middle of this giant brute.
I'd prefer
of a
to
man.
think it's a Futurama situation.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
Futurama.
is-
That
a
works
little
too.
jar.
That works too.
Which is
sure.
funny because for the longest time, some of the Love Wrestling team thought Mrs. Pluggo was made up.
Hey,
They
if
were
you don't
like-
got proof, you don't
And then
got proof.
she popped on screen one time, and it was like, I didn't know she was real. I thought you were just had a separate Twitter account.
Yeah, you got to burn it. That was and there you go, Mr. Warren saying he still thinks she is fake. So
You saw
sorry,
her on
Pluggo.
screen, Warren.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
broke.
Pluggo.
I don't have any
Sorry.
money. We gave it all to you.
I
That's
know.
real deal. She, for some reason, liked me. She let me go see Heath Slater this weekend. It was dope. By the way, I got to meet Heath Slater. He is like the nicest guy I have ever met in my entire life.
Really?
He seems like he would be.
He is a
seems like he would-
sweetheart.
yeah.
He talked to me for like 10 minutes. I
Did
mentioned the only time I ever saw him was he got pedigreed by Triple H at a WWE Raw, but it was only during the commercial break. He told me the entire story on how that even happened. It wasn't supposed to happen, but nicest dude. Anyway.
Did you tell him that you didn't give a shit about his kids?
No, because I got
Okay.
the picture that says I got kids because I was like, bro, you're expensive. I got one kid with me. I got 3 others. I had to leave at home because the Heath Slater autograph prices.
Yeah.
They're actually not that bad.
No.
But anyway, enough about me and my one of my idols. Getting to meet him, but
Yeah,
Vinny.
for real. So we do have on Saturday, we do have WWE Crown Jewel emanating from Saudi Arabia. Obviously, there was these last couple of days, there's been some nerves when it comes to it because there was a threat of sorts, or there was news that maybe was it? I don't want to get the country wrong. Was it Iran or Iraq? Which one was one of?
I believe it was Iran.
Iran, right? There were reports that an attack possibly on Saudi Arabia was imminent from Iran, which obviously with WWE flying over there, probably as we Maggie wants to know why you're drinking out of a baby bottle, Pluggo.
because
You get them
Mrs.
little
this Mrs. Pluggo only bought little water bottles for the kids. and I was like, I need something to drink other than I've got my usual, but I just needed some water.
He's got the airport courtesy bottles. I
Yeah,
didn't even
so-
know.
Yeah,
that
literally,
I didn't even know that
literally.
they sold in the
So
store.
like I went upstairs
literally.
and I was like, where's the adult size bottles? What is this? We're saving on bottled water
Hey,
size.
It's okay. You don't. Yeah, that's fair. Mrs.
Oh,
Pluggo
see,
popping in
yep,
saying
she's
she heard
there.
her name.
They want to know.
Um,
They want to know why I'm drinking out of the baby bottles.
Yeah, and we have EPW show popping in. Hello, my friend. And then we have Ophelia popping in saying you're stealing your children's water. So that's always good.
I'll drink. I've got my normal hot water.
Technically, if you're paying for it, the children are stealing from you.
Thank
That
you.
is, that's what we call
Thank
logic.
you.
That's what we call logic right there.
That's
That is
why
true.
you're here. Before we dive too deep into it, now that we're talking water, over under, just quick guess. People in the chat can jump in. How much water do you think Triple H has wasted in his career by doing the spit thing? Just out of a guess.
Enough to fill Kurt Angle's milk truck.
Oh, wow. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Such a savage. Yes. Wow. Really?
Wow.
Those
You
aren't
you're white.
boys.
Mrs. Pluggo's throwing you under the bus. So,
Oh.
and then Warren saying it's not wasted if it's entertainment. It's one of those things where he had a 12-ounce water bottle every time, and he probably took half a sip of that water bottle, and the rest was just pour it all over him, sprayed up in the air. So technically, but is it wasting though? If it's like the entrance was just so entertaining, is it really wasting water? If it's part of the gimmick?
EP show saying 72 gallons.
Yeah, EPW show saying 72
specific.
gallons.
I would argue that Steve Austin wasted more beer
Yep.
not
Yeah,
getting it in his
100%.
mouth than
Yep.
Triple H ever did with water. Because
I-
he was pounding 4 to 6 cans every time,
Mhm.
2 at a
Then
time.
The beer truck and the beer truck.
And the beer truck.
This is why people
Oh my
come here. They
God.
come here for this
Yes.
analysis
Yes.
of we don't talk about the matches. We talk about
No,
waste,
No.
and that's just what you get here. That's what you get here.
Triple H's plastic water bottle wastage has caused so much problems with global warming.
You know how he wouldn't have wasted as much water if he had those little baby bottles that you got right there.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
If he had those water, there you go.
You know what's going to happen after
Maggie
the
coming
show?
in hot. Maggie coming in hot saying, yeah, but that was American beer, so it doesn't matter. Wow.
She's not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there.
No,
Well,
we're not gonna
he was drinking
there.
Budweiser, so you are not wrong there.
Well, now I'm going to
And
have to go make a run out to get water after this because now Mrs. Pluggo has made me feel bad for sneaking one of the kids' waters.
An EPW show says JPJ, he technically did waste an entire water bottle because he would drink that little portion and then throw it into the crowd. So, it was just, hey, whatever.
So I don't know what kind of show you were thinking you were coming on today.
Yeah,
Tom,
no, we just talk about strictly,
sorry.
like Mr. Warren Hayes is in the chat, our buddy Warren, the first time or one of the first times he was ever on this show, he specifically came on to talk about hydration.
Yeah.
That was literally the reason he was here. And another time he came on to talk about the construction of ring mats. So
I never have expectations going on people's shows.
Well,
we said
I'm glad you had none coming on here.
Yes,
that makes me feel better. But all in all, there is one thing I wanted to talk about, and I know it's almost a week old. I get it. It's been talked about a lot. But one thing I did want to talk about before we start diving into some crown jewel stuff is we got to talk about I believe off air before we started, the doctor here said the best segment of the year from last week's SmackDown with the Bloodline and Sami
was Aaliyah on?
It's up there.
Nice. That's not nice. It is 100% up there. It is 100% up there. So everything that happened here from the start of SmackDown last week to the end of this segment, I thought was basically perfection. Like the how the show opened with them in the back with Sami being like, hey, last week we were supposed to keep our cool and you didn't. And Jay being like, all right, you want me to keep my cool this week? And Sami's like, no, the exact opposite. We need to make sure, Roman's not here yet. When Roman gets here, we need to make sure we're showing up well. We need to make sure we do whatever it takes to get a victory, blah, 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 blah. And then the match happens. There's obviously dysfunction at the end, causes the loss. And at that point, when Jimmy Uso got in there and turned around Jay and it looked like they were going to start beefing and all that, to when Roman's music hit and all their reactions, they like zoomed in on all of them and they had their head down and you could tell they were like, oh shit, Dad's here. Like I think Michael Cole even said it, like Daddy's here. That whole thing. And then just what we got in the ring between Sami, Jay, Roman, it was just utter perfection. It was so damn good. Chris, I'll let you kind of your opinions and let you lead with it, but I just wanted to acknowledge it, no pun intended, because I don't think I've enjoyed a segment of television on like that in a while. Like I was on the edge of my seat. Like I was laying, like lounging on the couch watching it, and I like sat up and I was like, oh, like this is really good. And then it was just so good.
I mean, watching Zayn just break people on a weekly basis is one of my favorite things right now in WWE.
100%.
And the great thing about that whole promo segment was Roman was like, all right, we got to run with this for a minute, and played into it, and then immediately turned it back in what it was going to be originally.
Yeah.
So it never felt like it got too out of hand. Because if they had all just laughed and that was the end of it, and it would have like completely wasted the segment of what it was going to accomplish to begin with, then that would have been one thing. But they got it back on track pretty quickly. They gave it just enough time for the crowd to have fun with it, which I really liked.
Yeah, it was. And even this Monday, like Roman was on Raw this Monday, and Sami Zayn has gotten Usi so over that Roman's at Raw on Monday, just hyping up his match that we'll talk about with Logan Paul, and the crowd is chanting Usi to the point where Roman needs to clearly go off script and be like, all right, I got to again address this and at least make a comment about Usi, and then we'll get back. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it was so good. Jey Uso looked like Jimmy Fallon. He looked like Jimmy Fallon on SNL. Like he could not keep his composure no matter what they were doing. Every time Roman kept on saying Usi, Jay was laughing more and like he could not control himself. And then
Jimmy neither.
Credit to Jimmy. He tried. He was like,
yeah, Jimmy was trying.
I
But
wish we could have watched Solo during that.
Yeah,
he
I
was
know, yeah,
off camera, and he was
Yes.
probably like the only one keeping a straight face.
Probably.
I loved the way that it started, where it was like, we got to address the elephant in the room, and they immediately go to Sammy. Every week we're like, this is the moment. This is the moment. Oh shit. And then it's like, nope. And then Jay, I felt like I was in trouble. I was like, shit.
And that's what it was. And it was one of those things where like Warren saying Jimmy Fallon never keeps his composure.
King of
regardless.
breaking on SNL.
Literally,
Jimmy
that's the
Fallon
first thing I
and
thought of. I
Horatio
was like,
Sands.
Jay is literally doing his best Jimmy Fallon. Like he cannot. He's trying his best, but he cannot hold it. No. I would have been in that ring like crying in the corner. I would have.
I love when
like,
he tried to turn around and Roman was like, no, man, you're gonna keep looking this way.
Yeah, no. Roman's like, no, we're getting through this. You're not getting away from this at all. But I love the genuineness of Sammy at first too. Like Sammy's like, hey man, like I don't know what the deal is. Like, you know, we were cool. I liked you. Like we were friends, and you and I always got along. Like before all this stuff, and then ever since I've joined, like I just love the genuineness. And he like apologized. He was like, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. Like I just want us to be cool and stuff like that. And like he got like actual applause from the crowd and things like that. And then there was the Usi line, which broke everybody, including Roman. Like it broke Roman. And then, like you said, Chris, they were able to make fun of it for a minute. Like they leaned into it. Everyone was laughing. The crowd was like legitimately having a good time. And then, like you said, Roman was like, okay, let's get back to where we're supposed to be here. But it was just the line where Jay, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says.
Like,
and
whoops.
Just the camera shot. The camera's perfect. Roman's got his head down. Once he says that, Roman shoots up with the eyes wide. The crowd had the perfect reaction. Everyone in that arena was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. Like, you effed up. You can't talk to Roman like that. It was incredible. The whole thing.
Before we continue on that, shout out to Swags is in the house called Pizza.
Yeah, he said he actually said, I hope y'all found your inner Usi. I'm Usi every day, baby. I'm Usi every day.
I'm I got to get my Usi level up. Today's been a long day, but this show always gets my Usi level to a 10. Smart Mouse in the house. Oh, what a delight.
Yeah, we got EPW show saying that Sami Zayn is too good. We got Noob in the house saying hello. And we got Maggie saying, if Sammy doesn't dethrone Roman, I'm going to find a mark and I'm going to make him stop watching. Yeah, and we got Noob saying hello to you, Doc, as well.
Hello.
You know, okay, so yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get Sammy dethroning Roman. However,
God, I would love that.
Oh my God, it would be incredible, wouldn't it? It would be amazing. A lot of us really appreciate Sami Zayn, and it's wonderful now. And I know Spencer's been saying, he goes, as I'm back, I completed my drive home. He said,
I thought he was
beats
going to
Roman.
the bank to transfer his checkings into his savings because he had to figure out how to pay Warren for all the comments.
He says, Sammy beats Roman in Montreal at Elimination Chamber, or we riot, or whatever the phrase is. And then Maggie's yelling at me to shut my mouth because I said Sammy's not going to beat Roman. Sorry. I want Sammy to beat Roman. I would love Sammy to beat Roman. I just don't. I think the end goal here, at least the first step, is Sammy and KO will beat the Usos for the tag. I think that's what I could easily see however long this goes, wherever this goes, whenever it's Roman or the Bloodline in general, when they beat the crap out of Sami Zayn, Owens makes the save. It's this big moment. And that, but I think they have potential here, though, with how this is going, and it's getting more popular every week, and the crowd is going to be, they're continually just, the Sami Zayn supporters are growing and growing and growing. they have potential where I would consider Sammy already a top guy, a star, but they have potential to really make a legitimate superstar here out of Sami Zayn whenever this goes down, man, it's just been so
let
good.
me ask you this. Like when Vince was around, what you said, JPJ, kind of makes sense, right? That's the plan. We'll stick to the plan. I know the plan was Cody when Cody came back, but do you think Triple H would be willing to pull it or call an audible in this situation going, I've got Sami Zayn who's hotter than ever. Like it would be insane to not at least entertain the idea. I know our ultimate goal was Cody, but who knows when Cody's coming back? Will he still have the same buzz when he gets back? So what are you feeling on that, Do you think they might pull an audible here and you might see Sammy at least get the shot and maybe pull it off?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell because I think they're definitely paying a little bit attention to what people are talking about on social media. I'm not saying they're going to change plans because of that, but I think under the new regime, so to speak, they are looking at that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I could see a world where they go, okay, we need to make Sammy the guy right now. And then Cody comes back as a heel who goes after the underdog who took down the tribal chief, and Cody gets over as a heel by beating him dirty and taking the title that Zayn has worked so many years to win.
That would be cool.
That would
be a nice little wrinkle to things for sure. I would be all on board. I mean,
listen,
I like babyface Cody, but I think he can be a great heel in WWE too.
Absolutely. 100%.
That was supposed to be my spot and I got injured. I did all this for the fans type stuff.
Yeah, I came back for the fans. I came back for my family.
Listen.
I got injured. Yeah, and he comes back with kind of like an anger and a chip on his shoulder, and he goes the other way with it.
I know it'll never happen, and I know we'll talk about it in a little bit when we get to our preview. But there's a small piece of me that wants Logan Paul to win at Crown Jewel.
Oh my God!
Just for the pure internet chaos, the chaos of the wrestling world, the internet would explode. I just want to see it. I just want to sit there drinking my kid's water, going,
"Wow, Logan Paul, huh? That's what we want to do." I do think, I do think of all places, Montreal. It's before Mania, so it's on the road to Mania. It is an elimination chamber pay-per-view, so I'm assuming the main title will be up for grabs in the chamber. But I do think that would be the spot to do it, or at least do the point where Sammy maybe gets Roman one-on-one if things break down before then, or Sammy is in the chamber and maybe there's a moment where it looks like he's going to win the whole thing or whatever. But I do think Montreal would be the way to go in his hometown. Like, he's going to be even more over than he already is. So I feel like that would be the place to do it. But I mean, I can't remember, like, this is a storyline that I don't think was supposed to happen or go on for this long at all. But it's just been so enjoyable and so good that they know they're working with magic here. And they're like, yeah, we're going to ride this puppy out. Because, like, this is everything they do is hitting everything. And last week was just, Noob says Montreal Screwjob 2.0. Yeah, you could. You could do something like, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, Maggie says Cody refusing to work heel in AEW and then doing it in WWE would be a slap in the face, Doc.
Calling you out.
Sorry, Maggie.
Hey,
okay.
But you know what? Why not just complete the full slap? I think there's a lot of AEW fans that felt like it was a slap in the face to build AEW and leave. So why not just do the opposite of what they wanted you to do in AEW and just do it for more money in WWE?
Yeah.
Why not? Right? I would say this: if you've got The Rock Roman set up at Mania, you do need to have him drop the title, because I don't think you need that for that kind of a match.
Yep.
So I would be interested to see if they could pull that off. If they don't have The Rock for Mania, then there's a good chance Roman keeps it till then.
Yeah, and I've always been of the
The Montreal
I've always been of the
Ooze drop.
mindset that Roman and Rock, if it's happening at WrestleMania, it doesn't need a title. That match is big enough on its own. Like, it doesn't need to be involved with the title, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, look, Roman's still, like, the title's going to be on him and stuff like that. But we shall see. All right. We got Crown Jewel to
Let's
talk
knock
about.
these comments out real quick, and then we'll get into
I already
that.
showed them all.
No, we got
already-
some more.
I
Me and
already
Alex,
showed-
for those that aren't paying attention, Alex is off this week.
He is.
He's got some stuff he's handling. So well wishes and prayers up to Alex. Hope everything goes well. But we got Necro Eric in the house.
Oh, yeah. And he's saying, hope y'all enjoy Wrestling Open tonight. I was talking about all the stuff he's looking forward to this weekend. And he says, decent weekend incoming. Hope you guys enjoy whatever you fancy this weekend in wrestling. There's even lots that he didn't even mention. So we want to say hi to Eric in the house. Then we got, that looks like an Effie. We got an Effie emoji there, emote there. We got Maggie. Yeah. And then we got Love Wrestling. Spencer back there saying Roman and The Rock will 100% have the
They don't
title
need
involved.
it, but it will probably happen. Yes. Could you see The Rock as double champ?
No. No, if Rock comes back, he's putting Roman over, right?
I would imagine.
Right. He would, yeah. Right?
I would
Rock
imagine,
is not
so,
winning.
So if you keep in the title,
What's the
then he
point of
beats
that?
The Rock, then who beats Roman? At that point, just let him keep it forever and create a new title.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So yeah, we have, it looks like as of right now, Crown Jewel is still very much happening. I know there was some speculation with all those rumors about the Iran stuff and things like that were maybe putting the safety into question and what's going on. But it looks like, I would assume if the show's in a day and a half our time, I would assume they're already there or already on their way there. So I'm assuming the show is going to be going on as planned. We hope everything is safe and everything happens over there the way it should and stuff like that. It's scary when you start hearing stuff like that. But we do have, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches.
I can confirm JPJ can count to 8, friends.
I can. We do have 8 matches to discuss. And it should be good. Crown Jewel, either way you feel about it, either way you think about it. I know some people are like, no, I don't like, whether they're going over there is a whole other question or whatnot, but it looks like it's lining up to be a pretty good show here. We should have a good show on our hands. Chris, before we dive into like the individual matches and what we think is going to happen, is there a particular match or two that you are looking forward to the most here? Like what are the couple matches that are sticking out the most to you?
In Brock and Bobby, obviously that's going to be one that I will be watching with great attention. But there's a couple that look like they'll be fun. Like I'm sure Bailey and Bianca are going to have a great match.
Yep.
The Usos and the Brawling Brutes, that'll be fun. Drew and Karrion will probably be good too, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing I don't care about is the Logan Paul thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Completely out on it at all, like 100% out on it.
Yep.
All right. Fair. Well, Pluggo wants him to win, so that'll be a fun discussion.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say I wanted it. I said there's a small part of me with that just inner, like, imagine what the internet world would be like. Because this is going to happen for us at noon on Saturday. So let's say
East Coast. It starts at
5 o'clock Saturday night. Logan Paul is holding up both those belts. The internet would just explode.
Yeah.
And I'm here
I would say
for
so.
that in a small sense. And I can't, it's not going to happen, but
I get the inclination to want to see something like just insane happen.
Yeah. Not to mention Bray's going to be there too. We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did they say he's physically going to be there or he's just going to be on the show?
I mean, they have a whole graphic for him, so I would assume he flew in. But it could be a whole pre-tape thing. Yeah.
I feel you saying Logan Paul for the drama. Yes. As a person, I don't care for him. So,
right. Well, that's,
right.
But in terms of like, so what would be more fun to talk about Saturday night? Logan Paul winning or Roman Reigns winning again? Like, Just think of.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
here's
would it be fun to talk about Logan Paul winning?
I don't
Would
think
it?
so.
Fair. Fun's the wrong word.
I think we'd be
but
talking about how the hell could you ruin a 2-year championship reign by having him lose to fucking Logan Paul in his
Right?
third match?
I mean, honestly, like, Triple H is not that dumb.
No, I would hope. Yeah, I would. It's one of those
I mean,
things
he
to
is
me.
a guy that wastes a lot of water.
It is true. That is true. He is a wasteful man, but he's not a stupid man. But, it's for me, it's one of those things where like Roman needs to smash Logan. And again, that's the main event, so we'll talk about it last, but like Roman needs to smash Logan Paul. Like
I mean,
he needs
Logan
to,
will get his lucky punch in.
of course, yes.
And 1-2 count.
Yeah, and it'll be
This match, if it goes more than 5 minutes, they're wasting time.
I think that I don't think it should go terribly longer than that. I don't think it should go terribly longer than that, but I think it should be like you said. Logan gets maybe a sneak move, a 2 in, he hits that big punch, the close 3 count, late 2 kick out from Roman, and then Roman's like, okay, enough of this shit.
I could even see the Miz getting involved.
Oh yeah, now that what happened on Monday, and Miz has the history with Logan Paul as well, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we just talked about so. But all right, on this past Raw, we saw Alexa Bliss and Asuka make their return, and they actually won the women's tag team titles from Dakota and Io and Damage Control. And we have another rematch that was announced for Crown Jewel, where it will be obviously Alexa and Asuka defending the titles now against the former champs and Io and Dakota Kai. I guess I'll lead it to you guys. How'd you feel about the title change on Monday leading into this? And what do you think about a rematch, just merely days later? And what do you think's going on? Chris, the doctor is the guest, so I'll let him lead this first one here. But yeah, how'd you feel about the title change on Monday? And do you think we're going to see another title change a couple days later? Do you think Alexa and Asuka will be retaining here?
The more I think about it, the more I think we're getting another title change. I think the only reason the first one happened was because they wanted to book one title change for this event, and they saw this as an opportunity to do that. But I mean, the women's tag division is so hard to predict because it's so inconsistently booked.
Yeah.
So I just hope that whatever happens is not some kind of weird screwy finish.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Pluggo, I'm of the belief, I actually am leaning the way that I think Damage Control is going to win the titles back. I actually thought the other way, though. I thought that they did what they did on Monday so Damage Control can leave Crown Jewel with all the gold. Now, that's just me. I'm a Bayley. Bayley's my favorite. I love Bayley. I think when Bayley came back and they established this group, I thought I just feel like the group isn't as strong as I thought it would be. Like they've been you know what I mean? Like I thought they were going to be like a real dominant, like we're going to run this division type group, like right out the chute. And they haven't been. Like obviously they just lost the titles. Bayley's lost her couple opportunities. And like Maggie says, like I love all 3 of them, but what have they won? They haven't. They won the tag titles, but they just lost them again. Like Bayley's 0 for 2 in her chances, So
if Bayley wins on Sunday, then having the tag titles also change hands again, that gives them like all 3 with belts and a nice. I think they would get a nice big push out of that. But yeah, Maggie's right. They have lost too many matches already.
Yeah, 100%. So like, I guess on the surface, I was like, well, did they just want the big moment on Monday because it was Alexa and Asuka's kind of mini return from being away for a little bit? Did they want the big moment? I'll slide it over to you, Pluggo, obviously, but like, were they just looking for a big moment to happen, or did they do it purposely for like Doc said, like for a title change to happen at Crown Jewel, so there is something big to talk about? Or is it for maybe all 3 of them, all like the whole team leaving with gold, or like, I don't know the decision making of why you would change the titles.
wasn't this whole thing just the big moments? Like that's what SummerSlam was. Bailey came back, and then it's like, oh, here's Io and Dakota, awesome Triple H era. They throw them together. They're not sure what to do with them. I know some injuries had happened, some things of that nature that they weren't planning on, so they had to throw. But yeah, like Matt, they lose all the time. Damage Control and Bailey, which we all love, loses all the time, so it's not feasible. But and again, to Doc's point, they don't book this women's tag division very well. Ophelia thinking maybe Sasha and Naomi come back. That'd be cool. I don't know if they're coming back in this spot, but I've always said the idea if Damage Control was going to be successful, they would need all the gold and take over the women's division and have everybody chase them. So I guess depending on where this match is on the card, if the Damage Control get the titles back, because it's Asuka and Alexa, I'm still not jiving with Asuka and Alexa and Bianca being like this friendly team, because I feel like Asuka and Alexa are on a level where it's like, no, I want that title. You have, like, I get it, this Damage Control thing, it's a problem, but again, to Maggie and everyone, they lose all the time, so are they really that much of a problem? I think it's time to see Bianca move on to some other people if she retains, but I guess my gut tells me it's Damage Control to win, right? I think that they win. The title, they're not going to change. They're not going to change over Roman. I can tell you that. So yeah, like you said, this is the title change here. So they can go, titles change hands at Crown Jewel.
Exactly. And we have HCW Sports. Good to see you, my friends.
Good,
they pop in. They said, whatever it is, it's fantastic, and they should keep going this route. It is the best women's storytelling. Bailey for president. I mean, hey, I love me some Bailey. I love me some Bailey. Yeah, I do think of all the title matches that this is the one that seems like there will be a title change again. It is what it is of 2 title changes happening in the span of 5 days or whatever. But, I do think that is
much better than 1 reign, 2.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Camille, she told me yesterday, 1's enough. You don't need 2.
Wait, what? Call Camille. Oh, like about just one time. She's been the champ forever, right?
She's confirmed 1 title reign, multiple title reigns is overrated. Just 1.
All right. Yeah. Just never lose it. Just win the belt and never lose it. I mean, that's what you do.
But yeah, again, if you want to bolster, it's all about this women's division for me. It's like we need some more. Bianca has been on fire. She's running out of things to do with this storyline. So we need to get Alexa and Asuka. Like, let's have that match. Give me Asuka Belair. Like, give me this new version of Bliss and Belair. Like,
didn't Alexa Bliss at one point have a backstage promo where she basically said, like, I'm coming for the title? Like, I'm pretty sure at one point, within the span of the last few months or whatever, she had a promo where she was like, hey, like, I'm coming for the belt. Like, I want the belt. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, never mind. We're friends.
We're buddies.
And it's like, okay, well, like, what? Like, it's just, I don't know. I think, but we're going to be getting War Games in a couple weeks at Survivor Series. So and I'm expecting Damage Control to be part of one of the teams. So it is,
you guys can't say it like that. You got to say War Games.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm not a good impersonator, but
it's going to be sad not having William Regal.
It really is. It's awful. I wish they could just could they find the old recording of him just saying it? Like, technically that's their property, right?
Yeah.
Could they find the old recording and just have that be but I don't know I swear, like, it was right after HCW Sports. Same, bro. I'm excited about War Games. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Warren saying they'll get Booker T
to be fair, Warren, Booker would be like, well, I've never seen a War Games match, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Because that's all he says on NXT. I don't know anything about this guy, but I think he's going to be all right.
That's all he says?
For like 2 hours. He doesn't know. He doesn't do any research. He's like, I saw him backstage. That's all I know. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, unless they came from his school.
If they come from his school, he's like, oh, I know a lot about them.
Like, I don't know anything about this women's tag match, but it's gonna be good. And Vic Joseph's like, what?
That's good stuff. We got Maggie saying, I don't know, maybe Doc should say War Games with the
he's the voice of God.
It is true. It is true. And then I don't care about matches. I just want Regal yelling War Games. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But another match, the next one that is on the card that I have in front of me is a match that I actually think is going to be a good one. We are going to have the OC going against the Judgment Day. Obviously, the OC being AJ Styles and the Good Brothers against Finn, Damian Priest, and one Dominic Mysterio. Pluggo, I'll let you lead this one.
So you're telling me Carl Anderson's not going to be in Japan?
He's not. He's not.
Oh, no.
I know it's the
What?
end. Hell, he is a New Japan champion. He is a champion over there.
Who would have thought?
I think that's a work. They're all working. I don't know.
Whatever.
We'll see. But Plug, I'll let you lead. Like, how we feeling about this? Is how do we feel about the Judgment Day? OC, Good Brothers coming back. What do we think? I think this match is going to be a good one. I actually think the match itself will be.
Yeah, it'll be
good.
Fine. It's got Dominic Mysterio in it. It's going to be a banger.
Can't go wrong, dude. He is like the current iteration of Eddie Guerrero. So it is. That's
I got to ask you, Doc. When he said that on live television, what was your thought?
I have inadvertently created a nickname for Dominic that has caught on a little bit online.
All right.
Dominic is the Shamrock Shake of WWE.
Well,
explain this to the people that might not understand what that means.
It was back when he made that one off on NXT.
Yep.
Kate and Alex over on Fightful, they have their NXT post show.
Yep.
And I made a comment, like, I think Alex was like, Dom is just too vanilla and too green. And so my reply was, oh, he's vanilla and green. He's the Shamrock Shake of pro wrestling. And like that popped both of them.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To our international friends, do you guys get Shamrock Shakes in, because we have a lot of Canadian friends.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, Doc, go on while they let us know.
I mean, Dominic should be in NXT right now. Like, that's just all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that he is infinitely more interesting with Rhea Ripley right there, because she is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to watch her body slam people.
Yeah. When she body slammed Luke Gallows a couple weeks ago on Raw, that popped the shit out of me. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Can she just fight everybody?"
I keep saying that Rhea Ripley is now her own fetish.
Yeah,
like she is an entire fetish to herself.
Mm-hmm. We got Maggie saying that she has no idea what a Shamrock Shake is. Wow. And we got Wordsmith saying that moment of the year with the body slam of
or Dominic Mysterio saying he was Eddie Guerrero.
That was one of those things where it was just like everyone was looking at Dominic being like, "You shut the hell up. You shut the hell up there."
People know.
He gets good heat though.
He does get major heat. He gets that screw you heat. You know what I mean? Like when he's starting to talk, the whole crowd's like, "Shut up. We don't want to hear from you."
That Vicky Guerrero with edge kind of heat.
Shut the hell up. We know you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here.
Don't disparage the good name of Vicky Guerrero like that.
Oh, I'm not. She's great.
Oh yeah. Here's my thing. No. I do agree with you that he should be in NXT. Like he should be in developmental learning, but because of his name, because of his dad, he's up front. I do believe that the stuff with the Judgment Day has been a saving grace for him. It's worked for him. I still don't think he's going to all of a sudden turn into this great performer all of a sudden. But if you're going to keep him on the main roster because he's already been up there and he's Mysterio and all this stuff, I think the Judgment Day and this turn for him has been nothing but good. Like it's made him more relevant doing what he's doing now. But I do agree that he should. And if his last name wasn't Mysterio, clearly, we would not be seeing him every week. He would be in developmental. He would be down there. And I think
totally different haircut. I would like him 10% more.
It's fair. It's fair.
Not a mullet guy?
Not that mullet. No.
That's interesting. Basically, I'm just loving the whole AJ Styles. Like he's not saying it, but he's basically playing the whole like I'm not your dad. I'll whoop your ass.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
this is again, and we had this conversation at the last pay-per-view that Judgment Day was a part. It's like how many they can't, if they keep taking losses, then they need to just scrap it. I mean, basically, it's become the Rhea Ripley show, which is a fantastic. So,
Oh yeah,
I would lean, unless the OC has a insurance policy for Rhea, I'm gonna lean Judgment Day just because I think they want to see it keep going and her involvement, unless, like I said, a Nikki Cross or something gets involved to help out. But
yeah,
I'd be interesting to see how they play it, because this is Saudi, this is the crown jewel, how they play the Rhea part of it, because I don't know if they limit it or not. They're progressively with each crown jewel have let more women's matches happen and more women's
weren't there 3 at the last Saudi show?
Right,
I believe there were 3 at the last one. Yeah, I
gotten,
think there's only 2 on Saturday, but yeah, there were 3 separate women's matches at the last one.
Yeah, so they've gotten progressively better with it. So, that's a good thing. We'll see what happens. I know that there's always a handful of wrestlers that can't go or won't go, vice versa. So,
and they used to have to wear the big baggy t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they can kind of wear.
They're still covered up, I think, besides their hands and stuff like that. But they're like, it's more a costume, like it's more an outfit.
And a couple of the outfits that some of those girls had last year were amazing.
Yeah,
I think Sasha
had a badass one. Yeah,
I think she wore hers for a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah,
like
Sasha's
in non-wrestling segments, because it was just a badass looking bodysuit.
100%. And I do think now that you mentioned that, Pluggo, about certain people, like obviously Sami Zayn's not going to be there.
Yeah, he's not going to be there.
He's not going to be there. So like, he might be the missing. I don't know if all the I mean, the Usos will clearly be there because they're in a match.
No, they won't.
Wait, what?
Really?
Yeah, they're in a match.
I didn't think Jay could go.
Jimmy or Jay?
Or Jimmy.
They're fighting though. They're fighting the Brutes for the titles.
Oh,
Canada is where they have a lot of trouble getting.
Okay, that's where I was getting confused, because they couldn't go up to the Canada when they were in Canada. They couldn't go. So it was Roman by himself.
Yeah, so obviously Sami Zayn won't be a part of the Bloodline outfit.
And when they did the Clash at the Castle, they weren't there either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but
I don't know how I missed that in my extensive research I did.
It's okay. Well, we're going to actually be talking about that match right now. So, but no, let's slide it over to. So, who do you think, Doc? Who do you think's going to be getting away here with the Judgment Day and the OC? Who's going to be picking up the victory? They have
standards.
I think if they want it to keep going, it should be the OC, because Judgment Day has won more of the encounters at this point. If they want it to end here, then Judgment Day should win. But I don't know. They just brought back the Good Brothers.
Yeah. So
giving them a nice win with AJ here, even if it has a bunch of shenanigans that protect Judgment Day a little bit, I can absolutely see these two groups also maybe being part of War Games.
If they didn't want to go that route, if they didn't want to go Bloodline route,
because who is the Bloodline going to face?
So that's where I think about it. When I think about that, I'm like, it makes sense, right? It's War Games. It's usually 5-on-5. The Bloodline has 5 guys. So that makes sense. But who are they just facing? Just a mishmash of 5? Like, are they just fighting the 5 big guys that are good guys? Like, how are we doing this?
You could do like the Brawling Brutes and then another tag team,
Seth and KO or something like. What do you do? You know what I mean?
But also, they have done 4-on-4 War Games before too.
They have. And we got Maggie saying Carl ain't passing on New Japan for a Saudi loss. Let's be real. So you're probably not wrong, Maggie. You're probably not wrong.
I don't know. Those Saudi paychecks are pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, for those paychecks, you might do whatever.
They brought Shawn Michaels.
We all know Gallows and Anderson love the money.
They do. But you're right. Yeah, they brought Shawn Michaels out of retirement for one of those paychecks. They were
like, "We got you. Whatever you need."
They're like, literally, blank check, Shawn. Blank check. Whatever you want.
Like,
I had blocked that out until just now.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Oh, well, Smartmouth, and he says Bloodline versus everyone Roman has smashed. Edge, KO, Balor, Drew, and Lesnar. He says that would be
Lesnar in all caps.
Ooh.
I mean, do they want the cage to be standing at the end of it?
Exactly. I mean, that would be great. That's a star power, but like Edge and Balor wouldn't be able to coexist. Can they coexist? I don't think Edge and Balor. Lesnar in War Games, though, I will say, like Spencer says, that is a beautiful
only if
idea.
He brings a track.
That is a beautiful idea
and tears it up.
And then Wordsmith says, best match of all time, HBK, no regrets. No regrets. Yeah.
If they decide, so if OC wins, again, I still think that it's all factoring on the Rhea Ripley neutralization of her. So who's coming to take out Rhea?
I will plug your show. Yeah. Can they coexist? Well, Maggie and Rob Wilkins can coexist on Fridays over on Fightful.
Doc hangs out there sometimes.
Doc hangs out there. It's a good show.
It's a great show. Great people.
Maggie, we're still waiting for the call.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the call to get you on here. We'll go do that. Whatever. We'll make it work.
No, it's a fantastic program.
And we got Spencer saying, I would accept Lesnar yelling War Games in place of Regal. That's what he said.
Like that, like the mic when he did the scream in the mic that one time.
Yeah, exactly. But he says War Games in that exact tone. It has to be that exact tone.
They're just going to get another British guy to do it, and it's going to be Wade Barrett, and he's just going to be like, I'm afraid I've got some War Games.
That would work, I think. I think that one would work. Would you ask us?
They're like, Wade, we need you to stop staring at Toxic Attraction for 5 minutes and just yell War Games. And it's like, can't do it, boss. Busy.
Can't do it, man. You asked us like who would be coming to fight off Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, because I feel like that's been the problem. That's why Judgment Day has been successful here, is because Rhea's
the X factor.
Yeah,
she's the one that separates
every time
them
she
from
gets
everyone
in the
else.
ring, the guys like, and then they don't do anything, so she just runs roughshod. I think she gets involved. Who comes out? I feel like this is the moment where somebody comes out. Maybe we get Beth Phoenix back.
I think it's what Spencer says right here. I think Raquel is a good option. I think Raquel would be a good option.
Gallows and drag.
Yeah, Maggie says Gallows and drag, which is this. And then Spencer changes his mind and just goes, let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh my God. It would be so amazing if a running gag became Gallows just wants to be body slammed by Rhea every week.
Like, yes,
because that's his love language.
Yeah. That would be incredible. Oh my God. What a story that would be.
Body
if like he just went out of his way.
That needs to be a shirt.
Yeah, he went out of his way every week to try to get body slammed by Rhea Ripley because he loves it. That would be amazing.
Like, nobody's getting body slammed but me.
Yeah. Words were saying, make that. That would be incredible. What a time. You know what's not going to be incredible? Omos versus Braun Strowman. All right, no. That's the next match we're going to talk about. I'm sorry. This match. So how you feel, Doc, about... You were like, the only thing I don't care about is Logan Paul and Roman. This one is that one for me, where I'm just like, the only thing I don't care about is this match right here. Do I think Braun Strowman's going to power bomb? Yeah, Maggie, exactly. Ew. Oh, okay. We got Wordsmith yelling, you shut up, JPJ. Match of the year contender. Maybe. I doubt it, though. Do I think it'll be cool if Braun Strowman can power bomb Omos and win with power bombing the guy? Yeah, I think that would be cool if that can happen. I bet you Braun probably could and will. But, this match can't go more than, 2 minutes. 3, it has to be. It can't, they can't give this one time. I don't know. I have no interest in this match whatsoever. I'm not looking forward to it. I think Braun wins. Because why the hell wouldn't, Omos should have no business beating Braun Strowman. But I don't really care much for this at all. I'm not interested. Yeah, sorry. This Wordsmith saying 20 minutes at least.
I'm ready for the doc to be like, this is my match of the night, you scrub.
Yeah, Doc's gonna be like,
you know what? You know? They missed an opportunity here, because if you put this as the main event on a TV show, you can do a break the ring spot.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think we see a break the ring spot?
No, because I don't think that they have a toy ring big enough that they can break and then reassemble in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think that this will be an easy win for Braun. Now,
are you sure?
5 minutes or less. It's Braun's first feud after coming back. And even though he's not in control of his narrative anymore, I think WWE is still going to try and push him as a top guy. And to do that, he's got to go over this big lumbering dude who really hasn't done much of note since him and AJ broke up.
And And I know Pluggo, you were just going to ask.
I've got to break the ring spot as a high possibility, only because this is that point in the show where they would do that 14-minute, like, come to Saudi Arabia, it's a great tourist town video. And then promote,
if the Bray Wyatt stuff maybe is pre-recorded or going to happen not in the ring,
they might
maybe you do something wild and they have a segment or two where they can just put, I don't know.
Maybe they just have one of the legs collapse at the bottom and it just only a little bit. But I digress. This match, it's Braun's to win. Omos and MVP, whatever.
We'll probably get a broken table and a broken barricade.
Yeah. And we got Wordsmith saying, or it breaks and they take an hour to promote how progressive they are.
That's what I'm saying. This is that match, and then they have that spot where they're like, they do all the progressive stuff, and the WWE does their stuff, and I don't know. But this match doesn't really excite me. I mean, it's going to be two big dudes going at it, and Omos. It's mainly because, like, I don't think, like we said, Omos hasn't done anything of note, and he's not there yet. Braun can go. We've seen Braun do a lot of great things in wrestling outside of, being able to control his own narrative. But
dude, Braun was over as hell when he was
that's what I'm saying.
Ambulances and doing all that stuff with Rome. Like,
I say, you smash Omos, you move on, you figure out what to do with Omos later, if anything, and we just move on.
I'm just curious if they're ever gonna make Raquel and Braun an on-screen couple, because aren't they together in real life?
I believe they are. Yes, they are together in real life.
They were. Yeah.
That would be. I mean, I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that, having this big monster couple as like a power couple on TV. Like, that would be cool. I'd be okay with that. Because my thing is, like, Braun's been back for what, a month, a little over a month, whatever now. Like, this is his first big feud, so let him get his win, beating another giant who Omos makes Braun look not small, but he makes Braun look tiny compared to Omos. So, like, give him this big win. But then, like, where does Braun go? Is Braun just going to always be the big guy who just destroys, which is fine if that was what he is, but, like, where does he go from here? You know what I mean? And I think that would be a direction with Raquel. That would be something different for Braun. It could add a layer to him. What happens to Omos after, Maggie, is he should
Raw Underground comes back.
He should, I don't see it with Omos. I like, he's a big man. He can move kind of quick for a guy that size, but, like, I don't see any charisma. I don't see a person that is that gifted from what we've seen in the ring. Not that they've given him opportunities to really, like, shine or anything like that. But I think, like, you just got to go. I think he just needs to lose this and then kind of.
I just had a terrible but also great idea.
I want to hear it.
Pair Omos with Reggie for a tag team, and all their spots are just Reggie doing 5 flips off of Omos's shoulders.
But that would be entertaining. I think that would work. That would be entertaining.
Like, all right, I'm in for that.
There's
a place in the WWE for Omos. I just don't know how high up the cards you can put it. Oh, Maggie is just all capping
Christopher. Yeah, and then we got Wordsmith.
What did I do this time?
And Smartmouth saying Braun can't take a loss, but Omos has MVP. If anybody can move the Omos character along after, I would agree. He does have the mouthpiece and MVP, so he can definitely continue to make him seem like he's someone of a significance and stuff like that for sure. I don't know where either one of these guys go after this match, really. Like, I don't know what the plan is, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Ooh, I could see Braun and Gunther having a little bit of
I would be okay with that.
A thing for the IC title. Yeah. Man, that would be fun.
That would be okay with me. Yes, that would be more than okay with me. See, you got good ideas over there. You got good ideas over there.
And nobody's paying me for them.
You didn't get the invoice that's from Spencer's accountant? That's what we do here.
I mean, despite what people think, I do not get a check from Tony Khan.
Yeah, I know. You should.
You know who does? Mr. Warren Hayes, if he's still in the chat.
Yeah, if Warren Hayes is still here, people claim that he does. So, All right.
Well, we are then moving on. People, we all do.
Yeah.
Right. You support them one time, and they're like, they're paying me, aren't they? No.
And Maggie says, as long as Walter wins. As long as Walter wins.
As long as he gets to be named Walter.
Wordsmith says, one chop later, I'm finished with you, Gunther. All right, we now have. We're going to talk about a steel cage match between
I
Drew
thought you
McIntyre.
said Ace Steel at first, and I was like, let's not go down there again.
We're not talking about him. We're talking about a steel cage match, and it is between Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross. I thought their strap match at Extreme Rules was a tad underwhelming. I do think this match will be a better one. Doc, I will kind of slide it over to you and let you lead here. What have you thought about the McIntyre Kross kind of thing they're doing? What have you thought about Karrion Kross in general since he's been back? How you feeling about him? And I know you said earlier that you thought this match will actually probably be a pretty good one. Who do you think's going to come out the victor here in this cage match between these two guys?
All right. You had already said their match was underwhelming, so I don't feel bad admitting that. I don't even remember who won their match.
I believe it was Kross. He
because,
low blow, right? He did a low blow. No, the mace.
The mace.
She sprayed McIntyre. Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. I feel like Drew will probably win then, and then they'll go for a third.
Yeah.
But I like Kross and Scarlett.
I do too.
But I'm not sure if I like what WWE is doing with them yet. It's going to take me more time. But, a lot of people seem to want him with Bray. Like, put the two of them in the whole Wyatt 6 faction or whatever that's going to be. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I do think this will be fun from just a big, meaty men slapping meat,
man,
kind of way.
Yeah. And again, I like steel cage matches. I'm a fan of steel cage matches. It's obviously it's one of the old school stipulation matches, so it's always good when you get a steel cage match. And like you said, it's two big dudes who wrestle pretty violently and wrestle aggressively. And I think this match it shouldn't be hard to top the match that they had at Extreme Rules because it really wasn't that great. But I think
that's because it followed the banger that was Liv and Ronda.
Yeah, it's true.
Tough to follow that gem.
That did happen.
Just kidding.
I'm a little torn on who I think, because Kross won the last one, but he won it by cheating. But he won the last one. Do we think we're leaning towards what Drew gets his win? Yeah, like Drew gets his win back, like Doc said, and then they build a third for either to headline a TV weekly show, or maybe they push it off to Survivor Series in a couple of weeks, I guess, or something like that. But I'm probably going to lean with Drew McIntyre as well, although I do think Kross could probably – winning 2 matches in a row against Drew McIntyre would do well for him, I think. But, yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning towards what Chris said, and we'll probably get Drew get his win back, and then we have a final send-off in a third match. That's probably where I would go. Pluggo, I don't know how you're feeling about Kross and McIntyre here.
It's a steel cage match. Pepper spray can still penetrate through steel cages, correct?
Sure can.
Okay.
Sure
Fireballs can still penetrate through those holes in the steel cages,
can.
right?
You can pass a set of handcuffs through there pretty easily, too.
That's true as well.
So trying to keep Scarlett out, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if Drew can do it. I don't know if he can make sure that Scarlett is taken care of. And by the way, here's your friendly reminder, folks. Scarlett can wrestle. Like, let her wrestle.
Yep.
She's good at wrestling.
Sure can.
I thought she wasn't bad. Anyway, I mean, if I'm guessing, I think you get Drew gets the win. But if we want to keep this feud going and have us keep that heat to it, maybe Scarlett gets involved and they sneak another one out. I have a feeling that could happen. So I'll lean here. I'll go Kross just to be different, but I think you could. And then Drew just says, you know what? Because the story is that Trips is getting rid of the Hell in the Cell as a pay-per-view and wants to have it become just a blood feud ender. This could be the way he does it. I don't know.
Maybe he could.
To be different, I'll go with Kross only because I love Kross. And I love Scarlett, and our friend Freddie Prinze Jr. also loves Karrion Kross. Shout out to our weekly plug to our boy F.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Doc, but we are pushing hard on social media that whenever Freddie Prinze Jr. starts that wrestling company, we want to be the official podcast of his wrestling company. So we tweet at him weekly, letting him know that
we're still
it's
here.
Going to be
buddy.
us. It's going to be us.
We're ready.
Occasionally include a reference to the video game Sea of Thieves. That's the only thing he's ever responded to me about.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah,
Noted.
he loves that game, and so do I. All right,
I always
anyway.
I want to tweet. I want to tweet at him and ask him about the movie Summer Catch because I like that movie, but I don't.
boy.
I don't. I stay away from it. I don't know how he feels about it, but it's a great movie. Matthew Lillard rules. All right. Anyway, I digress.
Ask him if he has any of the R-rated copies of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
James Gunn's original vision.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be
See,
great.
we got your whole catalog on lock, Freddie. Just make
Oh yeah, we're
make
here.
the call,
We're in it.
man.
Forget
in
the
it.
Snyder cut. We need the Gunn Scooby-Doo cut.
Damn right we do. Damn right we do. I love that. That's hilarious.
Oh,
All righty.
boy.
The next match we will discuss is for the undisputed tag team championship. Pluggo didn't even know this match was happening.
No,
crying out loud.
I feel like an
He
idiot.
didn't even know. He didn't even know.
It was like they never can go anywhere.
But we have the Usos defending against the Brawling Brutes.
I never said I had brains.
This match should be a real good one as far as matches go. But for me, I mean, the Usos are not losing these titles, at least not in this moment. I'm of the belief that the next time, whenever they do lose it, they will lose it to Sami and KO. That will be probably at Mania. But I think the Usos will retain. I don't see anything changing. I'll slide it over to you, Pluggo. But I expect this match to be very good. The matches that they've had, the blood, versus Imperium, and just the matches that Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne have been having recently, even the match they had on SmackDown last week against it was against Sami and Solo. Yeah, it was a great, I like what they're doing with the Brutes, but I have the Usos retaining. It's Butch, Pete Dunne, but it's Butch and Ridge Holland. Those are the Brutes. But Pluggo, I'll let you go, man. You think we're gonna get a title change here, or you think?
No, the only reason I don't is because Sami won't be there. I think if the Usos end up ever losing, when they lose these titles, it might be from the Sami distraction, the dissension on the sidelines. But since he won't be there, I think they'll just business as usual it and do something maybe at Survivor Series or not, maybe before. It could be on TV. I just feel like I could see Sami costing them the titles, and then you get the Kevin Owens. I don't know. There's something about Sami not being there that just says it's business as usual.
Yeah, I would agree. And then we'll slide it over to the doc to let us know who you
I
think
didn't
is
know
gonna...
this match was even happening. I don't
It's
have
true.
a lot of insight on it, which is crazy. Crazy.
But yeah, who do you think is leaving with the tag team gold?
I think the Usos win, but I honestly would not be unhappy if Ridge and Butch.
Yeah. He's basically changed everything back to looking like Pete Dunne, except this keeping Butch. He's got the singlet back. He looks like Pete Dunne. He comes out, looks like him. It's like, that's the bruiserweight, but we're still calling him Butch. And
I pitched the idea that because he almost never talks, there should be a segment one day where they call him Butch, and he just you guys know my name is Pete Dunne, right? Like Butch is just a nickname.
Yeah.
Butch is just my childhood nickname.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, okay. And then that'll just fix the problem. And then he's Pete Butch Dunne.
Pete Butch Dunne. It's better than just
one of
Butch.
Or he's Butch Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
The brawling brute, Butch Pete Dunne.
But yeah.
That sounds like a name for another type of work, but what are you gonna do?
Jesus Christ.
Just
Lord help us. Lord help us.
The fact that you laughed and knew what I was talking about says you're just like me.
I do agree.
I'm an innocent young man. I don't know what you're talking about.
There was no laughter coming from Chris's side of it. He was like,
he's
I don't know
a
what
doctor. He's not allowed to laugh.
He's the voice of God, is what he is. Yeah. And he was just like, I don't know what these heathens over here are talking about.
Who's this degenerate over here?
Yeah, these degenerates talking about these things. But I do agree with you, though, Doc, that if the Brutes, they're not going to. I'm pretty confident they're not going
Ophelia, it's only a family show when one of my kids runs in.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Ophelia saying I thought this was a family show. I would not be opposed to the Brutes. The Brutes have kind of, as a group, won me over here. And I think they've won a lot of people. But Sheamus is just good for him. But the Brutes have kind of won me over as a tag team with those. Ridge Holland, obviously everything went down with the Big E stuff and when he first came up and blah, 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 blah. Like, obviously unfortunate. But Ridge Holland has really impressed me because I've always loved Pete Dunne, and I've always known Pete Dunne as one of the best wrestlers in the world. And Sheamus has been underappreciated for a long time, everything that he's done up until this moment. But Ridge Holland has actually impressed me pretty good. Like, he's been really good here. And I really like the Brutes. I would not be upset at all if they were to pull out an upset and win. I don't think they will, but I think that would be fun, having the Brutes with some of that gold, for sure. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, we're now sliding over to what a lot of people's most excited match is, and that Maggie's saying it's never a family show when she's in the chat. And then, hey, it's what we love about you. It's what we love about you. We have Brock Lesnar. We have Bobby Lashley. This is, Chris said it earlier, this is the match he's looking forward to the most. It is the match I am looking forward to the most. I think a lot of people are in that boat. I am expecting just a banger, an absolute banger between these two. It should be violent. I expect it not to be terribly long. I will let Doc lead here. What have you think about the last couple weeks of the build to this match? And who do you think is coming out on top here between these two mammoths of men, big meaty men slapping meat once more with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley?
I genuinely don't know who will win, but I'm predicting Bobby because I want it to be Bobby.
Yep.
I think the pull apart brawls have been great. I think this is the program that we're finally getting the feud between them that people thought we should have gotten for the title within the past couple of years.
Yep.
I think this doesn't need to be a really, really long match, but I think it's going to be hard hitting, and we're going to see just two dudes throwing each other around and putting each other through every announce table and barricade and all the stuff they can find.
Yeah.
I almost hope that this is not a one-off and we get a few more encounters with them, because I think a big stip like Hell in a Cell or a cage would be good for them.
Imagine they had War Games just one-on-one. They're like, well, you guys are this is too big
for themselves.
Yeah, this is too big a feud here with you two. You're in War Games. Just one-on-one War Games. That's what it is. But yeah, that'd be cool. But I am with you. I want Bobby to win because I think that Bobby lines up perfectly for a next challenger to Roman. Or you can easily, obviously I would not be against Brock and Bobby continuing past this, because I just think that's a feud that everybody's just always going to be amped up for. You know what I mean? But I could see Bobby getting a big victory over Lesnar, and Lesnar kind of maybe leaving for a little bit again and coming back more towards Rumble time or whatever. And then I could see Bobby being the next, because I don't think they're going right from this moment to the Sammy stuff or whatever the next stuff is for Roman. I could see Bobby coming off a big victory against Brock, sliding over and sliding in and being like, yo, like, I haven't challenged you yet. And I think that would be a formidable challenge to Roman, obviously. So I would like Bobby to win. I'm leaning Brock. I think Brock is probably the one that wins, but I'm going to pick Bobby kind of like Chris, because I want Bobby to win. I want Bobby Lashley to win. So, yeah.
Are you trying to get us fired?
No. What?
You
I know.
Spencer loves
Brock.
Saskatchewan.
I like Brock too. This is not because I don't like Brock. I think Bobby's full time. Bobby's been doing this. Bobby should fight Roman at some point. I think that's a match that you should have. And they have a December pay-per-view. They have a Survivor Series that, if you didn't want to go the Bloodline route in War Games, like, that's a big money match for the world title. Bobby Lashley versus Roman. Like, that could headline a show easily. I'm saying that selfishly because I'm going to be at Survivor Series, so that would be cool. But, so I'm leaning Bobby as well. Pluggo, obviously, you are left to go. So are you going to just go against us.
I will just say I've enjoyed this Bobby Lashley so much. Like you could tell this is what he wanted when he came back, and they're actually going to sink their teeth into the storyline. So I hope it's not a one-off. I hope it's not just a crown jewel one-off. I hope we get to see it again. But yeah, I'll go Brock just to be different from you boys. And again, usually it's me.
You're just sucking up to Spencer.
We spent a lot of money today, man. I gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, it's fair.
Doc's check hasn't cleared yet. But no, this is gonna be a killer match. I don't know how terribly long it'll go. I wonder if we'll see like they'll fight before the bell type stuff and have a big fracas, and then they have to like separate it again, and then the match will be a quick boom, boom, boom. But yeah, this would easily cement Bobby Lashley back on the map of like a Roman Reigns type challenger, so that we can build him back up, because there's no reason that Bobby Lashley shouldn't be always near the top of the card. And this would be a way to say he's back. And Brock is bulletproof.
Yeah, 100%.
He takes a loss. Who cares?
Oh, we got Wordsmith saying surprise.
Oh my God!
Don't even throw it into the ether.
What are you doing?
He's saying surprise. Goldberg's back. Let's hope. He will be at some point. But hopefully it has nothing to do with this. So let's let Bobby and Brock do their damn thing.
The only way I'm okay with Goldberg coming back if it's him versus Gage Goldberg.
Wow.
That's it.
All right.
That's all
I mean, that's fair. All right. We now have the Raw Women's Championship match. We have Bianca Belair defending the championship against Bayley in a last woman standing match. I already thought Bayley... I was under the assumption that the match that happened on Raw last week, not this past Monday, but last week, was going to be for the title. And then it ended up not being for the title. And then I also was under the impression that they openly said that that was the last time Bayley and Bianca were going to fight. And now we have them again here in a last woman standing match. I'm picking Bayley to win. I think there's going to be some sort of cheating. I don't know if Nikki Cross maybe gets involved, as she's been kind of added to this storyline the last couple weeks with her return to the crazy Nikki Cross. So I don't know if it's her being involved, or I don't know, maybe if Damage Control makes a new friend. They're like, again, we've mentioned War Games a few times. I expect Damage Control to be a part of War Games. And in order to do so, they'll at least need to make one friend. So if that is Nikki Cross to give a 4-on-4, or if they have another new person that's coming, I don't know. But I am picking Bayley. I think that Damage Control leaves Saudi Arabia with all the gold. That's where I'm aligning. I'll slide it over to the doc. What do you think is going to go in this last woman standing? Are you expecting a turn or a new member to maybe Damage Control? How do you think this goes?
I think it'll be Bayley who wins, and I want it to be Bayley who wins. I like Bianca a lot, and I think she's had a decent reign. But they really need to give Damage Control some momentum, and I think this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And, we talked about it earlier before I slide it over to you to Pluggo. Like, Damage Control needs momentum. I think we all thought they would be a lot stronger than they have kind of showed up here by taking all these L's. And I think one way that you start them off on the trajectory to getting back to maybe running the women's division or towards the top is by getting them some big victories. And if they all leave as champion, that establishes them as the group in the women's division. And that's what they need, in my opinion. And plus, I love Bayley. So, yeah, I want her to be champion. But, Pluggo, where are you thinking? Where's your mind at when it comes to the last woman standing match here?
Well, since Damage Control has existed, I've always said, give them all the gold, give them all the gold. And I pick it every time, and it doesn't happen. But I guess if I'm looking at this just Crown Jewel show as kind of in a vacuum, this could be one of those moves where you give them all the gold, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe you do something. Again, Bianca has done pretty much everything there's to do on the Raw side of things, and they don't seem to have a really defined brand split anymore. So call me crazy, but you give it to Belair. She pulls it out. Maybe you have the rematch one time at Survivor Series, and then let Bayley kind of run things on Raw, and maybe we see Belair maybe go over to SmackDown. Ronda versus Belair would be kind of cool. Maybe we see what to do with her. I love the idea of Damage Control getting that momentum, because if you're going to put this group together, that was the idea, I would imagine, is taking over the division.
Yeah, I mean that's
where I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want. So I'm going to go with Bayley because I love Bayley. Not that I don't love Belair, but I think it's time for her to do some other stuff. We got Big Ben in the house with a hot take. Hold on, do I have any water left? Read it out loud.
All right, Ben's hot take. He says, "I see a cup of handsome some bitches on my Twitch screen right now."
What? The hot take?
Hot
Ben,
take, man.
calm down.
That is a hot take,
brother.
Do we think? Let's just play hypotheticals here. Survivor Series Women's War Games match. Do we think Damage Control gets a new member or two, or do we think that they just maybe make friends with like a person like a Nikki Cross or something like that? Like, or do we think that this War Games is 3-on-3 and we continue this feud with these 6 women, and the final blow off is a War Games match? Like, where do we think the extra players in this feud? Because usually War Games traditionally has been 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 traditionally. Where do we see this going? Is this moment with the last woman standing match, does this set up to build that story of the new member joining or the ally joining? Like, what do we think happens here moving forward?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just kind of.
I mean, Sasha, Naomi are voted there. Becky Lynch could be coming back soon. Maybe there's a Damage Control and a couple of friends versus everyone on Raw trying to get one over on them. But
yeah,
maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe that isn't, because the way that they've booked Damage Control, maybe they're not putting him in this big spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes, but yeah.
Which I love. I love this, that there's so much intrigue and so many possibilities now, because back in the old regime, it was like, this is definitely happening and nothing else. Now it's like we could see all the possibilities.
Yeah, and we got Ben saying, I have no idea, and I'm pumped about that. Creative is in new hands for the first time in our lifetime, and sitting back and enjoying the ride is so refreshing. I agree. This is truly like the first time in most of our lives where WWE is Vince is not, it's
and if
new
I
people.
can go over to Big Ben's merch store and get the shirt that said Big Ben didn't tap out. Facts.
He didn't.
Never
It's
tapped.
Facts. He did not tap. He never tapped.
Never.
All right, we are coming to the main event of Crown Jewel. I know we talked about it a little bit at the top, but we'll get our official picks in. It is for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It is the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, defending against Logan Paul in his 3rd ever match. Pluggo, I'll let you lead.
We already talked about it.
We did.
It's not going to happen.
An official pick.
Here's what
you
I'll
said
say.
You want Logan Paul to win. You want to watch the world burn. So I mean, that's
Pluggo to be like Mr. Official, like prediction, like actual take guy. I really enjoyed the segment on Monday where Roman was by himself with Paul Heyman and said, "Why is everybody talking about the lucky shot?
Mm-hmm.
I could knock him out too." Essentially, right? Like Roman's got that Superman punch on already. Mm-hmm. We've talked a lot about Logan Paul and whether polarizing figure, yes, but like just in a vacuum, like this whole Crown Jewel thing is polarizing, right? But if we're talking just in a vacuum about the wrestling, Logan has looked the part. I don't know if I don't think he's quite ready for upending Roman in this, huge reign, pun intended. It's a massive reign. He's 900 days or 1,000,000 days or whatever it's been. But I think they're going to make Logan Paul look very good in this spot. I don't think you put him in a spot. Like, I think what you guys had mentioned, JPJ, maybe a 2-minute thing. I think you see a decent match here, maybe some shenanigans. There's some rumors floating. Maybe Jake Paul shows up, whatever. Because Logan's been doing this solo all by himself, just going up against the Bloodline this whole time. Bloodline is going to be there, because I just learned that literally before, as the show is going on the air outside of Sammy. So you'll see some chicanery. Maybe Logan's got some things up the sleeve to extend it, but ultimately, end of the day, it's Roman with the win. He's the ones, Logan's the twos,
Yeah, and then
go.
obviously,
But I
know
want to
Doc-
see Logan win just because I
Yeah.
want to see the world burn.
Yeah, and I know, Doc, you said that this is like the one match that you care the least about because you're not interested in the Logan Paul side of things and just in general. But official, I mean, I'm assuming we're all in the same boat that Roman is definitely not losing this damn title. And we'll show, Ben
because that
says,
doesn't happen here very often.
yeah, and at first Ben says Logan Paul winning the WWE version would be the WWE version of David Arquette winning. They both accomplish the same thing, but one is smart enough to not pull the trigger. And then he said, Pluggo nailed it. Make him look like $1 million and job him. So that way the crowd respects him instead of hates him for winning and not caring about his efforts. Yeah,
that never
I would
happens
agree
on this show.
So,
Everybody's
Doc,
like,
I will let you
"Pluggo, you're
round
good."
out the main event here with your official pick and just, I know we talked about it earlier. You said you're not expecting it to go more than, maybe 5, 6, maybe even 10 minutes max. But do you see it kind of a similar way, like Pluggo said, hit your few moves, look good, and get the hell out of there with Roman retaining?
Yeah, I think that's the only way to do it. I mean, I actually respect the amount of work Paul has done with this. I don't know. It's a personal thing. Just that whole part of the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't disagree. Yeah. I don't disagree. And that is the part of it that I try my best to look at it objectively, like just by what I'm seeing in the wrestling ring when I'm watching it. But the personal thing for me, I'm not the biggest fan of Logan Paul and just the Paul brothers from a personal standpoint. But I do agree with you. Like, he's clearly putting in the work, and he's clearly trying, and he's a great athlete. Like, he's had 2 matches, but guess what? Like, both matches, he was good. It was
just foolish for WWE to think they could get him over as an underdog. Anybody is going to cheer for.
He's a heel.
Yeah, he's a natural 100%. Heel. He should be the asshole heel. That's who he is.
Do you guys think it was a mistake to put him in this spot so early?
Yeah, he should be feuding with Rey Mysterio right now.
Okay. I figured.
And being like, listen, your buddy Floyd Mayweather from WrestleMania, whatever, couldn't even put me down in the ring. What hope do you have? Like, have him taunt Rey for being small. Logan's a big dude. Like, have him play that up.
Have Logan taunt Rey, so Rey's like, I would never hit Logan Paul. I'm going back to Raw to fight my son. And then we'd all be like, yes!
Yeah, unbelievable.
Wait, what if they put Logan and Dominic in a tag team, so we only had to see 1 segment each week with the both of them instead of 2 segments each week with each of them?
I mean, I think that would be a win-win for everybody.
Well
I think that would be a win-win
yes.
for everybody, would it not?
He is
all right, and that is Crown Jewel. I think overall it should, and obviously we didn't talk about, but Bray Wyatt will be involved in the show, whether he is there physically or with a vignette or a backstage segment, but Bray Wyatt will also be there at Crown Jewel. So that is another thing added on to these matches that we'll be looking forward to.
Last time he was at Crown Jewel, things didn't go too well.
No, they did not. Last time, he lost to Goldberg, did he not?
Yeah.
That, to me, that moment right there was the end of everything.
Was it also the Seth Rollins Red Cage fiasco? That was at Crown Jewel as well.
No, that was
that was at Crown Jewel as well.
Was it?
If I'm not mistaken, was that what they got?
I thought that was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Bray. And you're talking about with the Fiend, right?
Yeah, and then they had a match at Crown Jewel. Okay, so
because the Hell in a Cell happened first, where
that's right.
Where
and then they won it back,
and then
Okay.
Because Bray Wyatt or the Fiend beat Seth Rollins at a Saudi show to win the title, and then he lost it. Oh, Ben likes that. Ben likes your idea. He said, "What a great storyline! Wanting to see Ray beat the shit out of his son, making old things new." Yeah. I mean, it's happening. That's got to be the WrestleMania match. Has to be, obviously.
The quickest unretirement in wrestling history outside of Mark Henry. Trips. I can't fight my son. I think I'm going to quit. Well, how about this?
Yeah, Triple H goes,
all right,
get him
I'll take an
IT
IT title shot. Yeah.
All right. So that is Crown Jewel. It will be Saturday. It should be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. But we're going to be, in just a minute here, we're going to be having ourselves a draft here. As we normally do when we have a guest on the show. We have them pick a category and we do a little draft to end the show, have a little fun. People in the chat obviously are involved, throwing their thing. And so I when I reached out to Chris a couple days ago, I explained it. And he came back, and you would have thought that a show named Between Two Beards, this is our 76th show. We've probably done 50 drafts or around that. And you would think that a show named Between Two Beards would have done this category before that Doc chose, but we have not. And Doc chose to draft. We are going to draft the best facial hair in the history of professional wrestling. We got Ben saying he's going to draft Pluggo. He's on fire tonight. Heyo.
You would also think that a wrestling show would know that the Usos are going to be at the event.
It's true. It's true.
But hey, this is why you come to Between Two Beards, because that's what we do.
Yeah. But before we do the draft, Pluggo, he had mentioned a little bit earlier that he had the opportunity to sit down with the NWA Women's World Champion, Camille. So, Pluggo, why don't you, we got a clip. We're going to show a little clip. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, lead into it, and we'll show the clip, and then we'll come back and we'll have ourselves a draft before we get out of here.
How is that? You know what? I didn't actually have any of it. I heard it's super good though, but I left it up there, and it just looks really cool. I should have had it.
You should try.
Big Ben is over here just making me feel like $1 million. This never happens in this show, so I don't know what to do because everybody's always like, "Pluggo, you're dumb." Anyway, ahead of NWA Hard Times 3 next weekend, I got to sit down with Camille, the 600 million day champ.
I was going to say she's had that title for a long
forever.
Time. Years.
The clip where I'm going to show you, I talked to her for about 25 minutes about all sorts of things, but the clip I'm going to show you is more directed at her match against Chelsea Green and Kylan King. You can find that interview on our YouTube channel at Love Wrestling on YouTube, which also Spencer talked to Kylan King, her opponent. So we talked about that for a minute. So enjoy. We'll come back. We'll draft. Hopefully Big Ben is still showering me with lots of praise.
All right. Here we go.
But your opponents, Kylan King and Chelsea Green, you've beaten both of them.
Right.
So my question to that is, you've already beaten both of them. You already know each one of their skill sets, but now it's a triple threat. What changes in your mindset heading into that?
I mean, really, truly, there's no way to prepare for it other than just keep doing what I always do to prepare for a regular match. They're both great competitors in their own way. Like Kylan's super hard hitting and tough. And then Chelsea, she's just sneaky. Like she makes it happen, Yeah. So it's just going in there knowing, hey, I've had a triple threat versus Kylie Ray and Chelsea at Crockett Cup. So it's like, I've been there, I've had that experience, and I came out on top, so I can do it again. And just, I think having confidence in yourself is a really big deal going into this type of match.
Beauty. All right. So like Pluggo said, you can go over to Love Wrestling on YouTube, and you can see that whole interview. Pluggo had about 25 minutes with the NWA World's Women's Champion. So go check that out. It is a good one. I've seen it. But now it is time, gentlemen, for the three of us to have a draft battle.
Draft battle!
All right. Let's go. We got Smartmouth saying one-time champ. Pluggo, you're in the chat saying brick house. Ben saying Pluggo asking the hard questions, probably the best interview of her life or whatever. And Smartmouth saying great interview. All right, can we stop with the feeding the ego? Pluggo for a second. Let's relax. Let's relax. About to get his ass beat in a draft right now. Let's relax.
If you do watch that interview, I asked her probably the hardest question she's ever been asked in her career right at the beginning. We didn't play that clip, so you have to go watch it.
That's what we call a tease. That's what we call a tease in the biz right there.
If anybody knows Pluggo, I'm coming in hot with hard questions for the folks. But thank you guys for all the love tonight. I don't know what to do. It's usually the other way around. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, it's okay.
The one-time
I digress. I digress.
JPJ can't handle it. He can't handle it.
I'm good. Just I know how you get, and I don't need you to be gloating over there for 2 weeks because everyone's being nice to you. Anyway, as per usual, whenever we have a guest, we let them go first. So Doc will get the number one overall pick of every round. This will be a 5-round draft, so 15 picks total between the three of us. Ophelia, is this going to be as good as his Halloween draft? Yeah, Pluggo had a rough time. Pluggo had a rough time in the horror movie draft. He did not.
Are you a horror movie fan, Doc?
Not really, but only because I don't really get afraid when I watch them.
Okay, fair.
My older brother made me watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space when I was like 5.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've been too scarred to ever be afraid of a movie.
That's fair.
But
That's
I
fair.
respect when a horror movie is done really well in terms of being like a psychological thriller.
Mhm.
Jump scares do nothing for me. I could care less. But if
Okay.
something is like genuinely creepy and makes your skin crawl a little bit, I can respect that in a film.
Right on.
All right.
I don't watch a ton of movies, especially in that genre, so I failed miserably.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
think I drafted Casper, the friendly
You did.
ghost, at one
You did.
point.
You did draft Casper, which again,
That's right.
It was horror movie / Halloween movie. So I mean, I think that fit the bill.
So who
Horror
got
movie.
Hubie Halloween?
Nobody picked that.
I
Nobody picked that. I'm
mentioned
surprised.
Hubie
Yeah, Pluggo did
Halloween.
mention it. Pluggo did mention it.
Ooh,
I'm
that
shocked he didn't
movie.
draft him.
My teenage son loves that movie. I watched it with him, and I'm not knocking Adam Sandler because I'm a fan. That just was not some of his best work.
No.
No, I would agree.
But
I don't know what Julie Bowen was thinking. She got all that
like,
Modern Family money. She doesn't need to be doing that.
No, I know.
That Netflix money must have been Crown Jewel type stuff. That might have been her Shawn Michaels moment.
Sure.
Well, I guess I might as well. They blank checked me.
I know. All right, we will let the doc lead here with the number 1 pick overall in the the professional wrestling facial hair draft. Doc, you are officially on the clock, my friend.
I mean, how could I not go Rick Rude right off the bat?
Ugh.
And that's the best. That's the best one right there. So
that's what happens when you give the number 1 pick to the guest, and especially like our very smart doctor. He's got a PhD in voice of God. Damn,
that's true.
I'm just
Pluggo?
taking an L. We're taking an L right away.
Pluggo,
well, I'm gonna take it because I think it's relevant to everything we've been talking about. I'm taking Sami Zayn number 1 with that what he's got going on right now.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I wish I could pull that off.
All right, that's fair. I am also going with an older wrestler. I'm going with the Iron Sheik, baby. I'm going with that twirly mustache of the Iron Sheik. So that's where I'm going with my first pick.
My headset cut out. Pluggo, who'd you say?
I take it Sami Zayn in his current beard.
Yeah,
I'm coming out hot. I'm staying true to the name of the show. I'm going with the beard.
That's fair. Yeah, me and Doc went mustache route. We went mustache route, but here you go. Wordsmith already saying Pluggo wins.
This is the Pluggo appreciation show.
All right, we will swing it back around to Doc for his second. Yeah, for his second pick.
I know one person's vote that I'm going to win with this pick. I'm going to pick somebody whose facial hair is always perfectly groomed, and he is a man who can powerbomb the panties off any woman on the planet.
No.
The War Daddy, Mr. Wardlow.
Wardlow, I like it.
Wardlow.
I like it.
Are you a Wardlow girl? I'm a Wardlow girl.
I love Wardlow. Yeah, I love Wardlow.
I know a few Wardlow girls.
Oh no! All right, Pluggo, second pick.
Daniel Bryan. In any iteration.
So yeah, you saying like, is there
the man always, whether it's scraggly?
So you're going Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Danielson. Daniel Bryan.
Slash Daniel. What his beard now is beautifully trimmed and fits the mold, but when he was crazy yes move at Daniel Bryan, that beard was majestic. I mean, he does it well. I'm just gonna pick whatever Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, the man as a beard pulls it off.
Fair.
He's a handsome individual.
Oh boy. All right. So I am with my second pick. God rest his soul. I am going to go with one Brody Lee / Luke Harper. Very similar to another older wrestler with a similar beard. But I like the beards that like fluff out. They're all like, he had like that pointy kind of gnarly looking beard with a couple of the white and grays in there, especially when he was at the Wyatt family, the early iteration of the Wyatt family. It just looked like the beard was just unreal, just like
had something living inside it.
Exactly. Like I mean this complimentarily, but it looked gross. It looked like, oh man, that's just a dirty, huge beard, and I loved it. So I'm going Brody Lee / Luke Harper with my second pick there. All right, we'll swing it back over to Doc. Yeah, there you go. We got that was a fucking beard. Great choice, JPJ. Yeah. The Wild Mountain, man. All right, we will slide it over to back to Doc for his third round pick.
I'm gonna go before his most recent break, Elias.
Yeah.
He needs some time to get back to that point.
I agree.
But at one point, that was a very majestic beard.
It was. I loved the Elias beard. I loved the Elias beard. All right, Pluggo, number 3, my friend.
I don't know what was longer in this particular beard pick I'm about to make. His Hall of Fame speech or his beard, but I'm going with Hillbilly Jim.
It's a good one. Hillbilly Jim.
Which was longer, his beard or that damn Hall of Fame speech he gave?
That was a long one.
That thing was like 45 minutes. It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Good. Who else can you possibly think? I'd like to think the kid in first grade that lent me his pencil. Dude, calm down. He's fine.
Oh man. All right. I think with my third pick, and this is not because I am a fan of this individual. It's just a very iconic facial hair in the history of professional wrestling. I'm going with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Scott Steiner.
Well, hey, that he could still be taken. He's on the board. I'm going with Hulk Hogan because for me, Hogan had the famous handlebar, all white, blonde. But then when he did Hollywood and he had the black underneath it, it was just, I'm going Hulk Hogan. Not a fan of the dude individually for obvious reasons. But that's an iconic wrestling facial. It's Hulk Hogan. That's my choice. I'm taking it. I feel guilty. I feel dirty doing that with Hulk Hogan, but I got to do it. Doc, we're sliding over to you. 4th round pick in our facial hair draft.
I got to go Ciampa.
Oh, that was I'm out. That was where I was going next.
That's a good one.
I thought I could steal it. That's a great pick.
That's a good one.
That's a great pick.
That is a good pick.
Oh, Doc.
Son of a B. All right, Pluggo. 4th pick, man.
Well, he threw me now. Now I gotta hold on, go to the notes.
No, I got a doozy for round 5.
This is where I'm going. Again, I'm all beards. I'm all in. I'm going Eric Redbeard. Eric Rowan.
All right.
That thing looked like he could possibly Bianca Belair that thing and start whipping people with it if he decided to braid it up. I love it.
All right.
That's where I'm going.
All right. I like it. Oh God. All right. This is getting kind of, you know what? It's iconic. It's an iconic goatee. We mentioned him earlier. I'm going Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's where I'm going. Just got that. Again, it's not like this huge triumphant beard or anything like that, but that goatee is iconic with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was part of the look, the bald hair, the goatee. I am taking Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right. We are at our last picks. Obviously, Doc, you will lead us off. But the first pick in the last round of the facial hair draft.
Don't do it.
I think I got to go back to someone who had a pretty legendary stash.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. I know what you're doing. Don't.
I don't know if you do.
Oh.
In his prime, Rocky Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Such a good stash.
I love it.
When you said stash, I was like, don't do it because I got one.
You got one? You're taking
Rocky Johnson is a great pick, though.
Oh, yeah.
He had quite the hairy lip up there. Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Rocks. upper lip at one point. Didn't he have a little
Yeah,
bit of
he had
fuzz?
a
Little
little
fuzz?
stash up there at some point too as well.
Since I went super beard heavy, and I thought my co-host would also go that way. I have a lot of facial hair going on right now. So why don't we go a little bit cleaner cut, a little bit more classy, and a little bit more dashing? Mr. Cody Rose's stash.
Oh,
remember that?
Yes.
Caterpillar he had for a
damn
hot
right.
minute?
You're damn right. I
Wow. I think I just won the draft. Shower me with my praise. I'm just kidding. I had to.
Boy.
Oh man.
What do I do here? Hey, I still got to pick, Maggie. I still got to pick.
Those are majestic. If you
They are. They are.
That's right. Let's get the shirts printed up.
I wasn't going that route though. I wasn't going that route. But Trent 7 does have quite a bit.
Tyler Bate has got. He's turned into a man on NXT.
Tyler Bate was on my list if you guys had taken one of the other picks I had.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel like I have to now. Maggie put me on the spot here.
You want to make Maggie happy, you better pick. You've already lost. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I lost too, but I'm all right with my picks. I'll go fighting, but I think I lost too. You know what? I will make Maggie happy. I'm going Trent 7 though. I'm going Trent 7 because he's got the mustache with the full beard, but Bate is amazing.
Jeannie Bate all day.
I like it.
She knows.
You know what?
She knows.
Whatever. It's Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. It's the last pick. I'll make everyone happy. I'm gonna take Tyler Bate.
Now, since Maggie is still in the chat, and this is the first time in the history of this draft that JPJ has catered to a fan request in the chat. But I gotta ask, while I've got Maggie, do you prefer Jeannie Bate or Jeannie Press 10?
Oh, that's a tough
anyway.
one. You could almost say that Pluggo is like the head of this bearded wrestler roundtable. I mean, I don't know about that. So what we will do is I took down all the results of our draft. Put your hands together. I have the draft written down. We will share it on social media and we will let the fans vote to see who won our facial beard draft. But before we get out of here, I definitely want to thank Doc for joining us. Like I said, I've been looking forward to getting you on here for a little bit now. I'm glad we can make it work. As always, you are welcome anytime you want to hop on and shoot the shit and have some fun and just chat some wrestling. But so thank you for being here. But before we get out of here, why don't you let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, and just everything you're doing in this crazy world of professional wrestling.
I mean, I don't have my own podcast because I'm lazy, so I just tend to pop up on other people's whenever I'm invited.
I like the style. It's a good strategy.
Yeah, it is a good strategy.
The only social media I use is Twitter, so BR_doctor there. All my writing is on Bleacher Report. I'm not doing anything for anyone else right now. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I can plug something else, I'll just say to tune into Rob and Maggie's show, 3 p.m. Eastern Fridays, Coexisting. They're 100%. Awesome. Two of my favorite people. And also, I try to plug this as much as possible. Everybody should be following Mel Coleman. Mel Coleman art.
Yeah, yes. Amazing stuff.
Quite possibly one of the most talented artists working in the game right now. It's incredible what she can do. I've gotten to see how she makes all her stuff. Like, some people think her stuff is photo manipulation. It's not. She draws all that from scratch. I've seen the progress pictures. I know how it all comes together. It's nuts.
Wow. I didn't know she did that from scratch.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Wow. She's she's super talented, super talented.
She'll use reference photos, which she just looks at to get an idea of what they look like. But
yeah,
I've literally seen like what's little more than, a stick figure, like just lines drawn and just every step along the way. And it's always crazy to me how she gets to where she is.
That's awesome.
I recently did an interview with Daniel Garcia.
Oh, very good.
And because she's like the nicest person in the world, she made a Daniel Garcia piece, especially for me, just to use for the article.
That's awesome.
And I got to see the whole process of coming together with that. It was incredible. So yeah, everybody should follow her, and her pinned tweet is a link to her GoFundMe tip jar. You know, everybody who enjoys her art probably just owes her $10 for getting to see so much cool shit.
Yeah, I follow her on Twitter. She is incredibly talented, like amazing. So listen to Doc and go follow. If you appreciate art and you just appreciate talented people, that is a follow you should have, because
Yeah,
her
handle
work is incredible.
Same handle on Instagram and Twitter, I believe, just Mel Coleman Art. She's one of the nicest people you could ever hope to interact with on this app, or on any app, really. So yeah, everybody should follow her. Everybody should follow you guys. Everybody should follow Rob and Maggie.
The moral of the story the Doc is spewing is good people need to follow good people. Let's keep the positivity in this community going.
Yeah.
So
well, speaking of that,
talented
Pluggo, why don't you let the people know where they can follow you,
Oh,
where
I
they
thought
can
you were
follow
gonna say
us?
Big Ben's comment. I already tweeted it. I already screenshotted it and sent it to Mrs. Pluggo just so she knows if I'm walking around the house tonight, I'm strutting.
You're strutting. You got him, like he says. And then he said, he added me at the end because he pities me. But it's fine. It's okay. No. But let the people know where they can find our accounts, our Between Two Beards accounts, where they can find you personally. Obviously, we talked about your big interview that's on YouTube, but let the people know where they can find you.
Lots of good. I had some nice. The interview with Camille, NWA's champion, on the Love Wrestling YouTube channel. Just follow my socials at Pluggo_ on Twitter. Pluggo Loves Wrestling over on the Facebook side of things. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, with all that kind of Twitch, all that kind of. If it's just Pluggo, just follow his face. You'll see all that interviews, all that fun stuff we got going on at B2 Beards for the show page to keep up to date on what's happening with us. We've always got things happening. You never know what's going to pop up or who's coming on the show, so just stay tuned to those socials. And then that's what we do, baby. Just making big plays, doing big boy shit, as our friend the Wordsmith says.
Yeah,
Big Daddy Magic.
Big Daddy Magic. You want to make big boy money, you got to do big boy shit. And that's what we try to do. So before I give my stuff, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank RK Athletics, even though that guy is a pain in my ass, Rich King, but he's a really good personal trainer.
Yes.
So I'm going to put him over.
I mean, you look at that dude's got abs for days. He's a
healthy looking man. He's got abs. He's got big muscles. So if you want to work on your abs
and
your big muscles,
title belts,
and he is one half of the brand new LPW first ever tag team champions with the Rads. So if you're looking to get some help with personal training, nutrition, just feeling a little bit better, getting more active, go check out Rich and the group over at RK Athletics 1. They have been a sponsor with us since basically day one, so we appreciate them very much. So go give them a follow right here at RK Athletics 1 on all social medias. Side note, Rich, coming for that ass. Coming for that ass, man. You're stealing our gimmick. Stealing our gimmick. We've been told to be quiet about it.
You are lucky. You are lucky our lawyer is watching the Eagles game right now.
Yes, he's watching his Eagles play right now, so he's not paying attention. But our lawyer, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, Rich. But anyway, I digress. Also, manscaped.com, 20% off plus free shipping on your first order with that promo code Love Wrestling. So head on over there, type in that promo code Love Wrestling, and you will receive 20% off your first order and free shipping. And where's that free shipping go, Pluggo?
It goes worldwide. And as Big Ben said here, swing them nuts, boys. You want to swing those nuts freshly groomed and smelling great so you and your partner can have a good night, just like we're going to have right here on Between Two Beards.
Absolutely. You can follow me at Joseph_Poulin Jr. You can follow up us on B2 Beards, like Pluggo said a little bit earlier. You can follow me on Twitch over at JPJ Loves Gaming. All the support and help would be great over there as well. But like Doc said, watch Coexisting, listening to Coexisting with Rob and Maggie tomorrow. Maggie, Ben, all the others that were in the chat all night. We had a good turnout tonight. Much love to all you guys. This was a fun show. Follow Rob, follow Maggie, watch their shows, follow Doc. Like we said, follow everybody.
Watch MLW today and support our boy Alex Kane. MLW's back, baby. Boom-a-yay.
Absolutely. But for Doc, again, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You are welcome anytime, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
For Doc, for Pluggo, I am JPJ. And you know the drill. Until next Thursday at 8 p.m., peace out.
Get yourself help.